sugar on my tongue.
Go shut up.
Oh, he's already doing the glider cut tech. Okay. All right, so we're going Calamari Canyon. And homie's already splatted. Wait, how did that guy splat with no fall damage? Okay, we're off to a crazy start. I wish I could go back and show you what just happened with the drops, but I literally can't because replay is so broken. So we got our first react video of the new season, and it's starting at Calamari Canyon, which I don't know why Shark and Teeny are dropping here. Hopefully this game will show me why. Because I don't see a single other tier 1 team dropping here on any other region, and there's no reason why I can see this drop being so good. Like, Shark and Teeny have land spot, like, locked in. They can claim pretty much any PR on the map they want, and they went Calamari Canyon, so I guess we'll see. All right, so we're going to run it. Okay, I'm interested to see what they run here. Shark's got the Maven. Teeny's got the Striker. I want to see if this team is rocking Strikers or whether they're rocking Chaos. I'm guessing it's going to be Striker for Shark, and I'm not sure for Teeny. The Striker pump is basically the go-to right now for, like, all the mechie players. We'll see. But yeah, this is a 32 kill win, I think. So the highest kill win from the eval today. And I want to see how they're playing this season, because I have not watched enough replay content of this season yet.
Picked a great main, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
Voice mod gives you over 150 lag-free real-time.
So why is Calamari Canyon so good? It's got the big lighthouse. It's kind of middle map. Like, it's on the western edge, but at least it's like middle, like north to south. A lot of teams around the edge of them as well. There's not really anything between them and mid map. There's all like, this split up here doesn't look that great. Burke and Zany are super split. All right, Teeny's running Chaos Reloader. I think he's going to give... Yeah, okay, so Teeny's team Chaos, and I guarantee Shark's going to grab that Striker. Or there's a Chaos there as well. Let's see. Chaos? Shark? Oh, it's not a Chaos. Ugh, it's that new shotgun. I don't know the name of this gun. I haven't even tried to learn the name of this gun because it's so bad. Like, this is a loophole clogger. They got to vault this thing. This thing is terrible. Do not pick it up. All right, so we're keying this team off the coast already. Maybe it's just got good fighting potential around. Fortnite just dropped another huge update, completely changing the meta. They have vaulted the Chaos Reloader shotgun, completely changed the Chaos Exploder assault rifle, and added the Warforged assault rifle, but it's also completely different. I also want to talk about why Ron and Lacey are absolutely freaking out at the devs of Epic Games and threatening to quit Fortnite again. I also will talk about what's going on with the Esports World Cup. It's just started back up. The meta's looking amazing, which pros are struggling, and which are popping off. There's a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it. Fortnite finally did it. They vaulted the Chaos Reloader shotgun. Now, I don't actually know how many people are going to be happy about this in the comments, how many people are going to be sad. This shotgun did divide people a little bit. I know most of the pros and a lot of the sweats are going to be quite happy about this because the Striker pump is extremely strong right now. It's a really quick pull-out time. It's ridiculously high headshot damage. It is a very powerful shotgun, but the Chaos Reloader was just always like basically a guaranteed 100 to 150 shot, especially in endgame. If you're on late rotating zones when everyone's not 100, having the Chaos Reloader shotgun just felt insane. Obviously, being able to throw it in the back pocket, spray walls, keep pressure, pull it back out, and shoot again is also very solid. But there was a lot of players and some pros who did really like this shotgun and like the playstyle, especially, I imagine, casuals. If your aim's not the best, you probably got used to actually dealing solid damage with a shotgun because the Chaos Reloader, as we all know, just does ridiculous body shot damage. It is designed to like reward not having the best aim, which is why pros didn't really like it. But it was only a one-shot shotgun, so it kind of had to trade off. Like, I definitely get both sides of the argument. I'm kind of okay with it being vaulted just because I want to see the shotgun meta shake up a little bit. There was still a lot of pros running the Striker pump, so honestly, I was kind of happy after they buffed the Striker pump, having the meta the way that it is, but removing the Chaos Reloader altogether means I do get to watch a new shotgun meta for this entire season, which I'm not too mad about. But I fully get why there would be a lot of casuals out there, a lot of people who are enjoying the game and kind of relied on this shotgun to...
How far can your apps go? Meet Base 44.
We actually had to qualify from the last chance. And boom, we qualified. I was on top of the world, you know? I was a grand finalist, a top 50 team, you know?
We placed 15th. That was my best placement in the grands ever. It was also my teammates' first ever grands.
I don't even remember what we got. It was that bad. I definitely was not happy with that performance.
I definitely think I should have done better. There were some late games where, like, you know, we struggled with Surge. We thought we had enough, but we obviously didn't.
We were conned off spawn, put up a really good fight against them, eliminated them 9 games out of 12 or 8 games out of 12.
We're in first the whole entire tournament. We had to lead the first 6, 7, 8 games.
I always aim to win. Everybody knows about the win, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knows about the second place.
We took out Acorn and Cold off spawn, as well as the other team landing fencing fields at the time, and got us a lot of good elimination points, gave us good early storm surge, so we felt confident.
Going into grand finals, we were triple contested. All 3 teams, Snooty, got bottom 10. One of my worst performances out of my 14 grand finals.
I would say the best moment from Major 1 would be taking advantage of teams who are fighting above us, third-partying their fights.
The biggest thing I learned is prep work is massive in these grand finals lobbies.
You definitely always have to grind, especially as a duo. But you can be the best individual player, but your duo are not on the same page, so like it's kind of useless.
The biggest thing is just making sure I'm constantly changing up my playstyle so I don't get too predictable. It's kind of like a game of chess where you're trying to counter what the teams around you are doing.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not happy. You know, I know we could do better, 100%. You know, that's why I've been grinding non-stop this season.
To make sure we do better this up in CS Grands, just play scrims every day, make sure we perfect what we need to perfect.
What I'm going to do this season to try and do better is get an uncontested spot. But obviously, I'm not going to contest like Boom Gate against Peterbot. I mean, look what he did to Acorn.
Peterbot sliding across, deletes Acorn.
During the start of the season, we weren't like the best on doing Surge.
Playing aggressive for Surge, it's definitely a key factor in your gameplay. Get in there, get your Surge, get out. That's what I learned 100%.
But nothing's impossible, you know, you just gotta put your mind to it, you know?
You really only need like 4 good end games to pretty much top 15.
The competition is just getting better and better, and this younger generation of players is just crazy. Fortnite is not going anywhere.
That feeling when you're trying to build your credit, and it's like over and over again. Good news, Chase Credit Journey can help you with a personalized score improvement plan, provided
I haven't really like noticed the skill gap because like I don't think the EU players are that good at fighting.
What's going on, everybody? We are joined by Yamzo. Yamzo, how are you feeling, dude?
I'm good. Excited for this major, and I'm excited to be doing this interview and answer some of your questions you have.
Then Yamzo and Rise are no longer, and I guess I'll ask, why the switch up?
I just feel as I needed like a fresh start to something, and I feel like Tayson was that, and I loved playing the Rise, but I just felt like it was the end of the road, and there was just like no more improvement, and I took the opportunity when Tayson needed to do it, and here we are.
You feel like you and Tayson have maybe surpassed the level that you and Rise were kind of at already, or do you think there's still some growth to be done there?
I definitely still think there's some growth between me and Tayson, as we've only been playing like a month now, and if that. He's also a 5x CS player, so I can definitely like pick up on little things that he knows and like his experience, so I definitely think we haven't reached the skill gap yet.
How are you feeling going into semifinals then, right? Like, where do you guys think you're gonna qual through? Do you think you're gonna get like a victory royale? Do you think you're gonna wait till like day 3 to play that consistent play style?
I mean, last season me and Rise won a game, and that was our first like game win like since this format introduced. So if we don't win a game, we're guaranteed gonna qual, but it's always nice to win and get that smooth sail.
You feel like you've kind of like noticed a difference in the lobbies over here on NA since we've been joined by some EU competitors, or does it kind of like feel the same?
I haven't really like noticed the skill gap or like the difference because like I don't think the EU players are that good at fighting, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't really notice anything since I've been here.
How confident are you and Tayson in qualifying for globals then?
I'm pretty confident qualifying for the globals. Obviously, like I always strive for that top 3, if not like the win, if not top 3, but I'm pretty sure we'll qualify to globals no matter what.
And if you guys do qualify to globals, what's the confidence level feeling like there?
Honestly, just taking like grand by grand, I kind of don't look too far in the future because like I'm playing with a new duo now, so like anything can happen, but you just got to go season by season and see what's available next season for drop spots or like meta wise and see how we're doing as a duo.
Do you feel like having like a coach has kind of helped you, you know, adapt to having a new duo, right? Do you feel like BloodX has kind of helped make that transition a little bit easier?
I feel like it's always good to have a third person's perspective because like just between you and you're doing like back and forth, who's right, who's wrong, and you always have a third perspective or getting someone else's perspective, but I definitely think he's helped making the process faster as us being a new duo.
Towards the end game, right, you guys gonna be looking towards high ground, low ground, mid ground?
Playstyle wise, whatever comes to us, we'll go for it, man. Tayson would probably prefer like mid ground to low ground, but I can basically play anything, so. And we like listening to each other, so I think whatever we see an opportunity, we're just gonna take it.
During Major 3, right, a lot of switch ups kind of happening throughout this chapter. Are there any duos you kind of got your eye on that you feel like you guys gotta be worried about?
Not too scared about like teams around me. I'm more scared of, like the circles, because like you can get from A to B so quick, so like someone could just hop on you at any moment. But I'm more scared, like, since I'm running a split drop, that like the worst teams could potentially just land on like half my split and just take the loot and play with that.
Thank you, Yamzo, for answering some of those questions, and you know, let everybody know where they can find you on socials.
Yamzo on pretty much anything, you'll probably find me, but on Twitter, Yamzo1, and I stream on Twitch, Yamzo, almost every day.
Cool, thanks again, Yamzo. Good luck in Major number 3 finals, and hopefully you call it globals.
Thank you, thank you.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome to the FNCS. It is that time, day number 3 of the semi-finals. One of the last opportunities to make it into next week's grand finals. And of course, fight for one of 10 spots going to the global championships in September. My name is Zeke, and today we'll be watching 3 games of the upper bracket where the top 25 will automatically move to next week's grand finals. But then those bottom 25 will move down to the lower bracket and look to compete with 25 players already there. 25 duos that are just going to be doing wild stuff. And then only the top 15 from there will move on to the grand finals. It's going to be a crazy day of Fortnite action. Let's bring in our analysts. It's Kelly. It's Vivid. My friends, 3 games in the upper bracket, 3 games in the lower bracket. And after today, we'll know which duos will be competing for 10 spots in the global championships next week's grand finals. Where are them hype levels at?
Oh, the hype levels are all the way up here. Yeah, only a couple opportunities left for all of our players to actually make it into the grand finals. I mean, a lot on the line alone in the grand finals, but I can't lie, the past 2 days of NA competition, competition all around the world has just been so fun that I cannot wait to jump in and see what our players are gonna pull out of their bags.
I think you can say it, Vivid, that NA has especially been exciting and volatile this season. And not just because of the fact that we've had so many teams from so many different regions join us here. It has just been such an incredible experience watching these games over the last 2 days. And now we're coming down to it. It's down to the wire. These teams have to make sure that they pull out all the stops if they want to get into the grand finals next weekend, which of course, like you said, Zeke, is where the 10 spots of the global championships wait for our incredible competitors.
I'm already sweating. I'm already nervous. I'm already scared. It is coming down to the wire, like you are saying. Maybe you're tuning in. This is your first time watching Fortnite, or maybe you missed the last few days. Why don't we just get you up to speed with a quick recap of what we saw in the first 2 days, starting with day number 1 and who went on to win and they've already punch their ticket to grand finals. There we go. I found the word. Any notable names here after just day number 1?
Yeah, Zeke, all of them, right? I mean, we had some big names go ahead and secure their spots in the grand finals already. Taking a look at upper bracket, day number 1, these are some of the teams that, came out swinging early and picked up a victory round. I mean, Duke, Sphinx, Peterbout, Pollo, Booga, and Aviv. And honestly, I just wanted to take a look at all of the teams that won games in day number 1 of the upper bracket and day number 2 of the upper bracket, right? Try to find some sort of a pattern there, see if we could recognize something that kind of stood out as to, why some of these teams this season were doing so good. And as we take a look at day number 2 upper bracket, I mean, Batman, Booga, Rapid, Acorn, and Cold, and oh, there it is. There's the pattern. All of the teams that won games, except for one, were all uncontested, and that team, of course, was Tayson and Iamzo. No surprise, though, Kelly. And I mean, in Fortnite competitive, it is always such a big advantage to be uncontested. But I kind of wanted to just speak on that and look towards some of those uncontested teams as we come into day number 3.
Yeah, obviously, we don't have to explain the value of being uncontested here. The only caveat is that there might be issues with Storm Surge later on, especially if a team in a situation like semifinals where you don't actually know who you're going to be going up against until all the teams have filed through their placements of the lower or upper bracket. So you really don't know if you are going to be uncontested or contested in this sort of format.
Okay. So let's dig a little deeper here, right? We took a look at the duos that won and then said, okay, when they landed, where was zone 5, right? Because zone 5 is kind of like that halfway point in the match where we kind of start trying to lock in our game plan of how we're going to win. So we put together a little map for us visual learners out there. Can you guys talk me through this?
Yeah, so you're going to see a little dot pop up on the map. There's actually going to be 5 dots because these are all of the wins from day number 1. Those dots represent where the winning team won. That's where they landed at. And then the big circle that is color coordinated to that dot is the zone number 5 to the game that they won. So if you take a look on the right side of the screen, that little red dot in the center there is where the team landed. And that bigger circle is where zone number 5. And pretty much the pattern in 7 out of the 10 games was that whoever won the game actually landed fairly close to zone number 5. So when zone number 5 kind of pops up throughout some of these games today, I'm going to be trying to think to myself,
where or who are some of the teams that kind of landed close to zone number 5? But Kelly, this just makes so much sense in this meta, right? Landing close to where kind of the game is pushing all of the players to, because we have seen so much attention being brought to all of the storm surge towers that have been, you know, built all around the map throughout the game.
Yeah.
And if you're kind of landing close to where those zones are pushing you and already establishing a storm surge tower there and just sitting there for the rest of the game, you're going to do good.
Yeah, and that it's a little surprising to see such a difference between day 1 and day 2, because day 2 it actually looked like there was just a little bit of separation, but with how much mobility is in the game, whether it's the rings throughout the map or of course any of the items that can give you mobility, you are able to rotate over. But like you just said, Vivid, being able to position yourself where everyone else is trying to get into your area gives you such an advantage, and it looks like those players were able to take full advantage of that.
Okay, I like it. Okay, so what we're just to zeke it down, you know, so we can make it digestible here. Uncontested good, contested bad, right? So again, for us visual learners, we put together a little map of teams that are contested, which again is going to be tough, especially since we only have 3 games here in the upper bracket. And my oh my, is it congested on this map right now?
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that are going to be contested, right? And if you're familiar with some of your favorite teams and where they land, like for example, Clix and Ven are going to be landing over at Sandy Steps. They are predicted to be contested today, so hopefully that doesn't mess them up too much. It is only 3 games to play through, so if all 3 of those kind of go bad off spawn, that won't be too good. But just to the left of Brawler's Battleground, one of the teams that has been getting a lot of praise lately, Kelly, it's going to be Mongrel and Mr. Savage. They're going to be uncontested.
Yeah, and they were contested yesterday, and they still had a great performance, getting 8th place overall, and that is outside of the teams that grabbed their victory royale. So who knows if they were actually competing in a full lobby where they would be positioned after those games were done. But you know, you already broke down the numbers for how valuable it is to be uncontested. With this new map, though, there is a lot of lower place teams that are in the lower bracket that are going to be going up and competing against certain teams like Clix and Vino that might actually give them a little bit of an advantage.
Interesting. Okay. We'll talk more on this in a second. First, I want to introduce you to our casters and get their thoughts on the day. It's Monster D-Face and the Best Taco.
Thank you, Zeke, and that's right. We have a lot to talk about, but I just do want to also touch on the fact that 10 teams looking to potentially fight here. That is going to be absolutely chaotic, Taco.
Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous to think about, and I'm really excited also when you factor in that we're technically expanding the amount of slots that teams have to potentially qualify to Grands. I mean, you're looking at top 25 on today's leaderboard, but only 3 games to get the job done. So there is still a decent amount of pressure being applied because nobody wants to find themselves trying to duke it out in the uncertainties that a lower bracket can involve.
Yeah, but hey, you know, as the days have gone on, right, it's supposed to get easier, right? And I'm going to use air quotes here because anything can happen, and this throws such a monstrous roster in front of us here as far as the teams that are participating. There's a couple of ways to punch through, but in this particular, set of games we're focusing in on, it is going to be, of course, the strongest teams right now. So it's going to be exciting, Zeke. We're looking forward to the games here.
Hey, we are as well. Reminder, top 25, and we're good, right? Grand finals, top 25 on the leaderboard in the upper brackets. Everything's cool. In the lower brackets, it's only the top 15. More on that when we get there, but for now, let's touch on another subject. It's high ground, right? We've kind of, if you've watched Fortnite, you're familiar with high ground. Usually high ground lends itself to kind of winning games, right? Or at least puts you in a very good position to do so. However, with the introduction of these Crash Pad Juniors, high ground is extremely vulnerable right now, Vivid. And we've got some numbers to back up that claim.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with the Crash Pads being in the game, a bunch of teams are carrying them, which means that the plays are available to be made to just go straight up vertical and kind of make a strong claim for the higher ground. And that, of course, leads us to those numbers that you were mentioning. Let's take a look at upper bracket day number 2 and just take a look at how many teams throughout each one of the games actually went ahead and held higher ground. Now, obviously, you can see there's a lot of 5s on there, right? Which indicates that, yeah, high ground was changing quite a bit. But I can't lie, Kelly, game number 2 is screaming at me right now. How in the heck were there only 2 changes on the high ground in game number 2?
What's crazy is even that 2 right there, there's a little bit of a caveat because I was at the start of Zone 9 and there was just one solo player that got lucky of where the zone pulled. And so in reality, it was just a single team that was able to hold and control height from Zone 9 all the way to the very end. And how lucky am I that it was none other than Re and Ritual that were able to hold height. Now, obviously, we know that high ground was a bit more prioritized over the last 2 days because victory royales are definitely easier to claim when you're able to hold high ground, but I still think high ground is obviously going to be very valuable in the competition here today. So let's review real quick what Re and Ritual did differently than the rest of the competition. Starting off, noticing while they're on second height that the high ground team gets chopped quickly. They make their rotation into being able to claim high ground, but Reed's smart. He looks at the back of zone, notices that Acorn and Cold are trying to steal height as well. Just by firing a few shots, he's able to stop their engagement. Ritual is attacked by clicks. Reek quickly responds, knocking him down, and then beams Tayson in the air in one of the most incredible shots that only Reek can do, Vivid.
I mean, honestly, usually pretty critical myself of any of the teams that try to go for high ground pretty early in the game, because usually, just speaking off of straight experience of me watching throughout a lot of Fortnite games in competitive, usually most of those teams end up losing it around the 11th zone, but this was the outlier, right? Reet and Ritual found a way to hold the high ground for almost the entirety of the end game, and I gotta give a big shout out to the loadout specifically. I mean, the SMG, in a manner where a lot of our teams on the high ground are carrying the DMR, they're not able to apply pressure, but Reet and Ritual, because they were able to carry those SMGs into the end game, they were able to apply that pressure and hold the high ground.
They also learned a lot from Game 1, which from Zone 9 to around Zone 11 was held by Acorn and Cold. But because they were just doing a single build across, they were able to be chopped 3 times in Game 1. Whereas for Re and Ritual, they built a kind of double wide tarp, which allowed them to not be chopped from high ground. And more importantly, they were aware of their surroundings, noticing that Zone was pulling over this plateau over here, quickly realizing that they only had wood build. So instead, they quickly build over to the front of zone, shooting out anyone that tried to go up the plateau. And I love this little moment right here where Batman Booga does a little emote. Typically in Fortnite, it's used in kind of a BM moment, but there, I think that was all respect from Batman Booga. He noticed that Re and Ritual had it in the bag. There was nothing that he could do. So before getting eliminated, he wanted to give them a little show. But honestly, Re and Ritual played that so well. Their loadout, how many materials they had, how they were able to punish anyone trying to steal height away from them, but still playing safe instead of ultra aggressive. It just shows how constantly Re and Ritual are able to kind of control the rest of the lobby when the right position is in their hands.
Okay. I like the breakdown. Let me ask you guys a question here. So with only 3 games left, once again, the name of the game is going to be consistency today, right? So not only are these top 25 going to make it through, right? But then you got to think when the bottom 25 joins the top 25 in the lower bracket, now your game plan is changed, right? So how do we keep ourselves not only consistent, but keep our mentals just like, hey, let's just do it in these first 3. The lower bracket doesn't matter right now. We got to lock in. How do we do this?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, Zeke, it's gonna be pretty tough, right? Because if you aren't one of those teams that get into the top 25 right now in these first 3 games, then it's like, okay, well, somehow I have to do better and the stakes are even closer, right? Because that lower bracket is only gonna feature 15 teams going into the grand final. So definitely will be a big mental reset needed for any of the teams that find themselves outside of the top 25 after the first 3 games.
Yeah, and also the 25 teams from the lower bracket day 2, they're not oh, those are all the weaker teams that couldn't stay in the upper bracket. No, these are still some of the biggest names that North American Fortnite has to offer. We got Bucky and Ocus, Kylie and Vert, Visuals and Braids, and so many more that unfortunately just either had a bad day 1 or didn't get enough series points, but these are top competitors in their own right. They're going to be making sure that they do not let the upper bracket have it without a doubt.
Well, Fortnite fam, the table is set for us to dine on some delicious Fortnite action. So why don't we send it over to the casters to dine on course number 1.
Thank you, Zeke. And yeah, we are absolutely ready. I mean, I'm showing up fork and spoon in hand here. Taka, I don't know about you, but the fact that we get to watch all of these different teams be contested here on the drop, I'm absolutely excited to see who is actually going to have the challenge put in front of them.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to be eating good tonight, MDF. I think that we are especially about to get some pretty high-tier action as well. And again, top 25, that is really what we're looking for here in the upper bracket, day 3, the conclusion, at least, of the upper bracket here in semifinals. And honestly, man, I feel like one team that's kind of been more on the back of my mind that has really just seemed like they've had a bit of an unlucky spree so far this weekend, Muzz and Epic Whale, man. They're a team that I think a lot of people would have anticipated to potentially qualify now to grand finals, so we'll see how they manage to make it work here in game number 1.
Here we have it. The upper bracket is kicking off right here, right now. If you're tuning in, welcome to the show. It is going to be an explosive day of Fortnite games. Taco, you hit on it perfectly. Muzz and Epic Whale are one of those teams that did, of course, have to come together for this first time, really, ever in a set lobby setting like this. A very difficult task is put in front of them to perform well. And a very difficult task is put in front of Clix and Vino here today as well, as now they find themselves contested. We saw how well they managed to play when they weren't having any stressors like this added to their situation, to their drop. But now, so much more to worry about.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, got a little ahead of myself. I mean, Muzz and Epic Whale, they had, like I said, the unlucky day during the first couple of days in the upper bracket, but we'll have to wait to check in with them later on because they are going to be in that lower bracket participation. But yeah, the upper bracket is not easy by any means. I mean, teams have been fluctuating all weekend in and out. Quanti and Yapko, especially here at Research Rock, this has been an ongoing battle, essentially. And knowing that they're up against Blaha and Mixon one more time, but only 3 games to make it work, MDF. And starting off with a pretty heated 50-50 from the get-go means that you have a lot less opportunity if it doesn't go your way.
Yeah, and you know, one thing we have noticed about these duels is they're not hell-bent on finishing one another if they don't have to. However, if they press the advantage while they have it, they will complete the job, and this time they do just that. So Quanti and Japko will find themselves sent right back to the lobby. That's one of those 3 opportunities now gone. It's going to be very difficult for Mixon and, company to honestly come back from that one. But hold up, Cease and Jack here now in a bit of a fight as well. Cease and Jack were also struggling yesterday, not only really with the early game, it was more so that mid-game competition here, but for the Lavish Layer, for now, they'll clean up the threats here and move on.
Yeah, I mean, for Staxaruni and Encrypted, knowing that you've got a pretty big battle ahead of you, and Lavish Layer is a slight pivot, but you can see how the first knock actually comes into play. Cease just getting a good clip onto Encrypted, and Stax, unfortunately, too far apart from his duo to provide the support coverage that he would have liked. Definitely unfortunate ending as far as Stax and Encrypted are concerned, but Cease and Jack, they're definitely still going to be wearing. What I mean by pivot is they were initially trying to drop a little bit more south from Lavish towards that estate station, but since that drop has been overtaken by Skittles and Chubbs, they're trying to see if Lavish will go better. Kingaling, though, dropped immediately at Brutal Beachhead.
And these are some of the newer teams jumping in right now. DKV and Vale here jumping into the mix. Lower bracket teams that, of course, you had to perform well in order to even find a position here for the upper bracket set of games. What we have going on down low, though, we have another team off to the outskirts of the Brutal Beachhead here. So that put 3 duos at least here right now. One of which seems to be on the move north, so it's going to be time to go here.
But a triple contest at Brutal Beachhead, and you have to remember,
because they already had 2 Eluns, and there's 3 teams there right now.
Has decided
4 teams.
Still, it's just kind of ridiculous to think about the ripple effects essentially that take place when you see teams that manage to qual through earlier on this weekend. Acorn and Cold, keep in mind, they were the ones initially in control yesterday of Brutal Beachhead, but since they're no longer a part of the process, that's why all these other teams then try to move into that area, try to see if they can replicate that same success. Clix and Veno, though, definitely one of our top contenders here today. they've been relatively consistent all weekend as well for staying towards the higher end of that leaderboard. They just need to do the same thing here today. And it starts off hot at the Sandy Steps. Clicks definitely a little bit lower than you would like to be, so that's going to be a temporary disengage for Veno and Clicks. Just create a little bit more space. Dax, Roxanne. It seems as if everybody's got their eyes set on that forecast tower nearby.
Now we get to jump in with Reciprocal, G-Monster up against Olaf. Reciprocal and G-Monster, very, very good duo. We've been covering them for quite some time now. No strangers to getting into these super set lobbies where the competition starts to raise. Let's see what Olaf and Lacrosse can do here. Yesterday, Olaf did have a couple moments on broadcast where he found himself a set of eliminations. Can he start this one off strong here today? G-Monster not trying to allow them to get comfortable. Every time they put fire down and extra pressure from up above like that, remember it is digging straight into the little bit of resource count, which is already kind of scarce here at the Underworld if you think about it. You can see Olaf only has 3 builds, make that 0 now.
This is tough though. Olaf's got to make every single edit count from these previous walls. He'd initially empty them 4, but G-Money is going to get the initial, almost breaking Olaf's shield entirely. It's going to be Larko's now, nearly taken out entirely. And that's going to be the go sign here for Reciprocal, just putting so much pressure wall to wall next to G-Monster, and that's enough to get the job done. Just 2 quick eliminations, and that's the sort of quickness that you need to see, because the faster you have that time to elimination, the easier it is to prevent yourself from getting third-partied.
Definitely got to wrap your battles up as soon as possible. We all know that. First look at Victor V and Paper here. Victor and Paper were putting on quite the performance yesterday. Easily found themselves inside the top 25. However, that Victor Royale, hard to come by. We saw even teams like we mentioned, Acorn and Cold, come so close multiple times back to back. But the victory, the elusive win. Same for NPen and Pump, right? NPen and Pump were very much in the end games, very much in all of our conversations as the games developed yesterday. Honestly, toppling some of the top tiers. I was going to say, like Cooper and Kanata in the first game, and this is looking like deja vu for that situation right here. And they land so close to one another. Their strategies almost involve colliding with one another at this point.
Yeah, but at the same time, NPen and Pump, it took all the way up until the last game yesterday for them to really crank things up to the notch that they needed them to be to maintain that position inside of the upper bracket. Raze all the while, again, drawing the attention back towards these forecast towers, and Curly, Raze, finding that successful elimination now means that they just have 1 solo left to contend with, and it's Hades trying to do what he can to just completely bail. Not sure if he had a chance to grab that reboot card, but the third party comes into play. Raze didn't have a wall holding towards his side and is punished for it immediately. So he's going to have to abandon trying to put more pressure onto Hades. Off to fall back for the Flowberry Fizz. Fortunately, Curly still able to potentially secure the NPCs that have spawned in below, but he is concerned about the team across the way that is taking shots, although they should be able to secure this forecast key card.
Trying to figure out how they got up to the high ground right there for a second on the 3rd layer. But jokes aside, yeah, they have the key card. This is going to be obvious advantage here to set themselves up for this game. Teams like Curly and Raze, we have to expect to do very well given the fact that they will have all of that knowledge. And if they don't, I mean, that's going to be more worrisome and raise a lot of questions for us. So we keep an eye on them, especially in this game right here. Alex and Worthy right now, also by the skin of their teeth, right? Held on yesterday, finding their late stride performances. It wasn't too pretty of a day for the Power Boys, but today's a fresh start.
Still have to commend them, though, for making that move in the first place. From Oceania to compete in NA, it's definitely a pretty big risk to take, but I guess a much easier decision when you know that you still have your global position locked in place, considering that they have had some massive success in their original region of Oceania, but obviously they want to find themselves competing in Grands in a different region and showcase that, you know, the inter-regional play is definitely a valid performance strategy option here. And keep in mind, that's what all of these teams are essentially trying to find. Cooper getting the better end of NPen currently, though. We've seen these teams exchanging quite a few blow for blow, but it's going to go much more in Cooper's favor this time.
Let's get the little update here from Pink and Miro. Another team we all have extremely high hopes for. What's the story here? Bunker secured, zone pulling more or less in their favor. The real question will just come down to, did they and do they have enough Storm Surge? I'd have to say yes. It seems like they might have gotten into a bit of a skirmish. I mean, the ammunition count's looking a little light for Pink there and Miro, so either they haven't gotten much loot, which is the reason they're kind of avoiding teams right now, or they've had their little bits of exchanges and the bunkers allowed them to conceal those fights. But for Bucky and Ocus, okay, this is pretty much the best performance we've seen from them so far. They were having all off-spawn early eliminations. Finally, we get to see what Ocus can do here coming into the mid-game.
I think the main thing for Bucky and Ocus as well, though, is knowing that they have an uncontested Grim Gate today. They started off essentially having to, you know, duke their way out of the lower bracket. And again, it's not an easy means by any measure, because you just have to factor in there's so many things you can't control when it comes to that lower bracket situation. And even when you make it into the upper bracket, there's no guarantee that you're going to find yourself at a uncontested POI like they've managed to do so here today. Tony, Noisy, Cam, a Minish, though, all out scramble as the Surge base just seemingly collapses, drawing a little bit more attention than what they had bargained for. And it seems as though Tony and Noisy, they're willing to invest a little bit more time inside of the Storm. They want to let Cam and a Minish go ahead and move forward without them, because again, it could put a little bit of a halt once they approach the next edge of zone, but they are definitely making sure to keep tabs on some of the Surge bases surrounding them. You can see Tony looking up already, but it's all about that flaming boost hoop. They're probably hoping to catch a late rotating duo and get some nice Surge tags onto them when they opt to try and take that flaming boost hoop for the mobility.
And I like that they're not doing it in a, you know, a tall tower base, right? That's going to give them even more of an element of surprise. That's something the team's not going to necessarily expect. However, you are absolutely right. Every base, even in the Storm, is a potential dangerous one, given the fact that there are so many cactus here. Of course, teams have tended and kind of trended towards staying in the Storm really late this season because they have the ability to do so. So, you know, season to season, dynamics change. Game and meta, of course, changes, and so do the player behaviors. And talk about that. What is this? It wasn't until about Game 4 yesterday, I feel like we finally seen some life at the Rift Island, but here, completely different. And we have to really talk about this. The goal of the day today, yeah, sure, might still be to, of course, play for the win, but yesterday, I feel like it was much more reckless, and we probably will see a lot more reckless plays yesterday than we will today, where folks are very, I would say, likely to want to just play for placements and go the distance, right? Like, why risk it when you only have a couple of rounds?
Yeah, that's the main difference maker, is that you only have those 3 matches to work with. And essentially, Victory Royales, they don't auto-qualify you to Grands like they have been for the past couple of days, but winning in a 3-game format, it does basically ensure that you are probably going to make it in that top 25. Yeah.
You get high ground, you pop off, you are basically it. Like, let's be honest, you should be able to have enough by the end of it.
Ooh, nice little angle there from Visuals, but Northern, Austin, still trying to do what they can to hold their walls. Visuals and Braids, they definitely have the health advantage. Surprised that they're playing this as slowly as they have been, probably because of all the other players surrounding them. But Visuals, the moment that he finally takes down that wall, he finds himself duking it out for his life. But even still, only 38 damage above, despite that last knock. They need to solidify the elimination, but Northern just doing everything in his power to prevent that from taking place.
And someone else is in here. Northern and Team Austin, and all of a sudden now Braid says, hey, wait a second, we have the advantage here, and jumps down and catches the eliminations there. And just like that, they are right back in the game. Everyone here on the Rift Island, by the way, is hearing this go down, but they have their own problems. Roxanne here has Day and Sprite right above them, but Day and Sprite seems like they want nothing to do with this here. They double back down into their lower layer here and likely feel good about their Storm Surge situation, so they're gonna have to play, of course, to position themselves up effectively here in the moments to come. And talk about teams positioning up. We just caught a little glimpse of Raze and Curly, whom we know have the data. They know where the zones are going.
Day, though, as soon as that surge threshold came into effect and he realizes sitting 200 below, he's got to make something happen here. Good tag onto Dynamic, but still not enough to get him over the line just yet. Needs to connect at least one more shot, or Sprite on the other end of this box fight. But Dynamic, King, they want to make sure that they hold off for as long as possible, because if they can pressure Sprite and Day to the point where they're starting to actually take those Storm Surge ticks, they might have a very opportunistic moment to just clean up crew after the fact. And also Sprite, Day, they have to keep in mind every team currently taking these rifts. It's a big part of the reason why teams choose to surround the bottom of this Rift Island for as long as they do. And Sprite catching glimpses of a handful of teams still sitting on top of the Rift Island, seeing if he can look back up, maybe get some extra shots in, but that 79 below has now jumped to 160. Visual is gonna land directly on top of Sprite. He's in a current box right now, but his Nuka-Cola has been expended. His health is depleting rapidly. He's gonna rift out for emergency measures, but question is, can he even touch back to the ground in time to try and get those final shots through? Day's gonna get knocked in the process, but the desperation is just not gonna make it work. And Visuals and Braids now getting all the benefits of those two players' leftover resources.
Yeah, and Sprite did miss those shots right there when Visuals was landing down, so that is totally on them, unfortunately, right there. And you know what? Visual and Braids really needed those tags. You can see they are only 30 above where they need to be right now. On the other side, fights continuing to unfold right here. Tyler going head-to-head against NPen and Pump, and it is not looking good. Curve is going to be one of the first to fall here in this crazy battle that's happening right now. You know what? I'm starting to think now. I want to update on Okus and Bucky. Uncontested. Can they make it through the mid and early games, right? They're right there in the distance, based up. I wonder how they're going to figure out how to play Surge, because there's teams right now that, because of the fact today they're uncontested, I mean, do they even have a strategy, right? When you're highly contested off the drop, you don't get to play into those mid and late games. I mean, it makes a big difference. You don't really get to warm up to it. Take a look at this, Taco. This is how it all unfolded. NPen and Pump just had timing here. Honestly, being the third party onto Curve.
It's so unfortunate, though, for Curve, because at that point, you're just scrambling to escape, and next thing you know, completely separate duo in the builds behind you. But again, right place, right time. Even if it's not necessarily intentional, if it works at this stage. And yeah, to kind of continue that Bucky and Okus conversation, I do think that teams that are uncontested in general have had the vast majority of success so far this weekend. And again, even though Victor Royale doesn't necessarily guarantee you, but it basically does for Grand Finals, I think that Bucky and Okus, they've been having to deal with a very contested Grim Gate for the most part. And so with it being left open now, wouldn't be surprised to maybe even see them potentially return to their strategy of trying to take over the Rift Island, essentially. We saw plenty of teams that were up there earlier on during the 4th zone, so it could be a prime option for duos that are looking for both more materials and just opportunities to exchange for damage.
Alex and Worthy on the move right now. One of the first to go for the rotate here on the outside. Excellent spot to be in right now as they have a bit of the advantage over the players here to come, and it's somewhat of a natural funnel as well. Instead of sticking around, they want to get straight into the new zone. Gonna go with the extra launch pad, or crash pad right there. Ooh, but his teammate left behind. Someone shot the extra one out, so now they're split here. Take a look at Vino and Click.
Hey.
Finding Victor in the sky. Ooh.
It's like you get excited when you know the focal points on Veno, but seeing Victor get punished. It's part of the risk involved though when you're opting to use those crash pads. Sometimes you do get that extra hang time that you aren't necessarily hoping for, and now looking at Vert and Keon. 28 below though. They just need one shot, and Keon's gonna find it right in the nick of time onto Vorteca. And immediately close off his builds and just sit tight for the moment. But even at 147 above MDF, that is not enough to stay safe. They're both more than aware of the fact that they're gonna need to get some more damage done before they find themselves underneath that threshold one more time.
Yeah, we've been here before. We definitely know that this is not gonna hold up. And this is something, you know, that the pro players understand as well. So, yeah, put yourself in their shoes. Pressure starts to build. Performances start to be affected. Mongrel, Mr. Savage, being uncontested have given them probably a lot more room to breathe here for today. And I feel like is basically locking it in the bag, but again, they have to put up the performances. So far, they're doing just that. They're in the mid game here, but Mr. Savage is pretty hurt, so a couple things are gonna have to line up for them if they want to see the top 10 at least. Big names I'm seeing alive right now. Clicks still in the game. Curly still in the game. Team Baka in the game. Kanata here, positioned up. Crashback comes out. They don't have to jump down into that low ravine here. They get straight into a solid position. And honestly, above the congested areas down low, this is even smarter to stay elevated right now.
We have seen a lot of teams find a good amount of success kind of spending more time in that mid-ground to secondary height tier, because keep in mind, the high ground, it can become so incredibly risky and problematic because of these crash pads. You never know when a team is going to try to overthrow your position on height. And yeah, Bucky, Okus, they've got it for the time being, but what they don't have is the damage that they need. 76 below the damage threshold, and the problem, Okus doesn't have a heavy fire rate weapon. All he's got is this Enforcer AR, so every shot counts. His ammunition count as well, running incredibly low. It might only be a matter of time before this duo is forced to drop to the low ground, but that's not before they get eliminated outright. Pars with the shots overhead. He was just rotating off of the crash pad, and then Pars and Baka just completely play spoiler to everything that Bucky and Okus had going on.
Can we just talk about how one person took both of their healths below 25 with a rotation play? That is just, I don't know what else to say. I'll let the chat decide. We move on. Miro and Pink have a game to play right now. We're in the end game now officially, folks. Top 20, 18th here, 15th and top 10 just around the corner. And look at how many names you are looking at in the distance here. There are a lot of teams in the mid ground right now. Not many on the low ground, which is crazy to see how many players are actually trying to go for the win. This is different than my expectations. I'll tell you that right now. I expected more players to be playing ultimate low, trying to stretch it out, and instead it seems like we got players trying to see if there's a chance, a glimmer of hope for height.
Right now, Clicks, he just wants a glimmer of hope to survive and get these placements online, because Veno, already having been eliminated, it's going to leave Clicks to fend for himself. We've seen him in these solo opportunities in the past, even dealing with Baka and Pars single-handedly yesterday, but Now, there's more to focus on than just those two alone. He's done a nice job, though, at trying to find an isolated position, just staying wary, head on a swivel, looking every which way, clicks. The moment that he is forced to try and drop another layer down, Nuka-Cola gonna be the next thing to go, but 3 medkits. He could potentially just look for all that placement play right here, MDF, with the heal up, but Curly and Raze, height completely under their control, and keep in mind, that's one of our forecast tower teams.
That's right. We may have called it a little early to keep focus on them because they're doing what we wanted to see a team with the forecast tower do, and that is perform very, very well. You don't have an excuse. You have all the information in the world to do it. For Power, Alex, and Worthy, they still have a lot of gas in the tank here. Matt's looking decent, and you know what? I'm getting real 2019 Fortnite vibes right now. When second height looks like low ground, you know players are really getting into the mud here. Chaos Gaming and Chance, one of the only teams down low. They have 8 eliminations. It makes sense. You have Mongrel down here as well with Mr. Savage. Down comes Clicks as well, so teams are starting to funnel their way down lower and lower. I can see a little bit of Cooper and Kanata there. They're not too healthy, but look at this. The fight breaks out. Chaos takes down Mr. Savage there and gets to pick up all the mats here. This is going to help stretch them out even further. And then on the high ground, there's an entire fight going down. So if you blinked, you missed it, but it's a back and forth.
Pink, he's going to be the lone counterpart left over from that exchange, but the damage may have already been done. Pink still managing to hold high ground for a moment, but he will be forced to drop. Only has a handful of builds left over. Raze and Curly, though, they were hoping to try and maintain that elevated position for the duration of this match. Instead, it's going to be Pink now all the way down to low ground. Tries to sit inside the cone, but it's not going to work out. Completely taken out by Worthy. Kanata from way behind everybody else. Crashback catches him up, but just makes him an open shot. Curly, the credit for that one. Chaos Gaming has now fallen, but not before taking care of Alex, and this is looking like it is entirely up for Raze and Curly to bring home, and sure enough, MDF, we saw them with that forecast tower so early on, and they made good work of it.
That is how you play a game right there. Curly and Raze putting on a performance of a career for themselves right there. Well played for them to take a victory royale in the first game of our showcase of what North America has to bring to the table here as we start gearing up for grand finals. Respect to WTG, or WTJ boys, Raze and Curly here. Take a look at this from their perspective. WTJ Curly drops Kanata. Nice little care package there. They don't even need the loot. They understand that they can ride this out. 4 medkits in hand. Curly had the win locked and sealed in the bag. Congratulations to them for taking game number 1. That's going to set them up with all the momentum. And again, Taco, it's because they had that tower.
Yeah, I mean, it just becomes substantially easier to try and play your own game when you have knowledge of all those feature zones. But still, massive shout outs to Curly and Raze for winning lobby number 1. We'll see what happens with all the action right after this short break.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the FNCS. Game number 1 of the upper bracket goes over to Raze and Curly, where they just took high ground and everyone's like, ah, that's you. You guys got that. And the only people to even try was Pink and Miro for like a moment. And yet Raze and Curly just managed to just push everyone else off and just say game number 1. That's us.
Yeah, huge from Raze and Curly right there, you know, specifically because that was the conversation that we were kind of having before the games even started. There was, were people going to go ahead and contest for the higher ground, since, you know, higher ground is associated with winning games. And yeah, winning a game does get you enough points to pretty much qualify you for the grand finals anyway, but you don't necessarily need to win a game to qualify for a grand final. So no surprise there, Kelly, to only actually see one team really contest it.
Yeah, and they did such a good job with it, too, being able to kind of punish Pink and Miro that are trying to steal height away from them. And, you know, they had a pretty good performance in the lower bracket yesterday, getting a top 10 performance. So it's not too much of a surprise to see Raze and Curly, who have actually performed in Major 2 as well, making it to the grand finals, perform once again here.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Let's go back to Pink and Miro, right? Again, only being the ones that decided, Curly, Raze, we're not just going to give this to you for free. Though they had a pretty good beginning of the game, unfortunately, they just were not ready for that height battle. Quite ready, not yet.
Yeah, I mean, almost worked out for them too, but as you can see, Miro just getting caught off guard a little bit there. But Pink still was able to clutch up the top 5, so that's going to be huge in terms of finding themselves toward the top of the leaderboard. And there we have it. Oh my gosh, Chaos Gaming live in chat, 92 points.
Yeah, they were destroying the low ground there. I think at 11th zone, Chaos Gaming had 6 eliminations just by himself, as you can see right here, with Chance also 2 eliminations as well. And I'm loving the loadout that Chaos Gaming has here. Like, barely any utility, no heals. He is going for the aggression. And clearly, it worked out in his favor. Who needs a victory royale when you're able to get double-digit eliminations and now hold the top spot in first place? But who I like to see here is Alex and Worthy, the OCE champions, who have already punched their ticket into the global championships, but are now trying to prove themselves as a multi-region top competitor.
Yeah, trying to get a hold of like where we should kind of be at the end of these 3 games to actually qualify to the grand finals. I went ahead and looked back to Major 1 and Major 2. And of course, we had the same format, right? And in Major 1, it was 58 points needed. Then Major 2, it was 56 points needed. And then earlier today on EU, top 25 was just 56 points. So I would assume that around 60 points is what teams are going to need at the end of these 3 games. And we can already see that a bunch of our top tier teams already have surpassed 60 points.
I mean, when you look at the top, like you said, Chaos Gaming and Chance, right? They might be good. Of course, we just want to make sure game number 2 of 3 still looks good, right? Let's just put some points on the board just to make sure everything's kosher. But just a crazy showing out of game number 1. Clicks as well, and Veno trying to secure themselves a spot in next week's grand finals and ultimately, hopefully, fight for one of the 10 spots going to globals. They have 2 more games to just lock it all down. They're currently sitting in 6th with 60 points. So if that math kind of continues, they're good for grand finals, question mark?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine so. I would go ahead and predict that they are already chilling in that regard. But this game actually, something kind of happened here where Veno went down, and honestly, Clicks and Veno this season have been pretty good about sticking together. The 2 of them are usually alive until the same amount of time. But we've seen Clicks before, FNCS after FNCS. He always has a game or 2 where he just solo clutches, and that was going to be one of them right there.
And what I really liked from Clicks there, that once Veno did go down, he actually had 3 med kits on him, Clicks did, and he stayed in Storm behind to heal up. I think he kind of realized that he wasn't going to actually able to like pull out a solo clutch making into the final 3. So instead, he just made sure that he was able to survive as long as possible while the remaining players that were still in zone went down before him. And when it comes down to it, when you know your back's up against the wall, you have to find a strategy that works best for the situation. I think Clicks did a really good job right there. But currently, looking at our 3rd page, of course, top 25 is what we're looking for to make it into the Grand Championships. G-Monster and Reciprocal currently holding it out at 8 points, so obviously not super indicative of where we're going to be after the 3 games are done, especially with it being a 6-way tie right there. But regardless, look to that 25th spot because those are the teams that are going to be punching their ticket.
Yeah, guys, I feel like we, with only 2 games left to go, we just have to put pedal to the metal right now What do we need to do, right? Very quickly, how do we just get ourselves back on track with 2 games left?
You just got to make it into the end game, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Storm Surge is catching a lot of people off guard. And if you do get it into the end game, hopefully you got a lot of med kits, so that way you can clutch up some of those placement points.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Hold on to your med kits to keep him going and just hope that zone pulls in your favor because there's just not much else you can do.
Everybody hold on to your seats on the battle bus. It is game number 2 of 3 in the upper bracket. So casters, over to you.
Yeah, I think everyone in the lobby has a real problem right now. These amazing teams have kind of punched enough points in on game number 1, which means they're going to alleviate the pressure off their shoulders, which means they're going to play better, and that means you're probably going to be affected. So that's my take right now, Taco, that it's going to be a scrappy top 25.
Yeah, you would have to expect as much at least. But then again, one of the teams I was really excited to see hanging out in that 10th place position, Yapko and Quanti, because they are definitely staking out the fact that, hey, if we're going for these early contested fights, we got to make sure that we do something with it after we win. And a 9th place finish with 4 eliminations is definitely the right foot to start on. I think a lot of teams that are in that top 10 leaderboard currently definitely going to be feeling so much more confident moving forward. But for everybody else, MDF, it's definitely going to be a pretty big scramble because you only have 2 more matches to try and get into that top 25.
Yeah, you highlighted just one of the highly contested duos. We'll see who else is going to be contested this game. Let's jump into game number 2. Okay, Taco, we have, again, Quanti and Yapko inside the top 10 now. One of the few teams that had a team land directly on top of them and turned it into a great performance. Clix and Vino, of course, being one of the other duos that was notable, that stood out inside that top 10. That is kind of an anomaly, right, for Quanti and Yapko in particular, because they haven't had too much success in the last couple days. So if there's a day that you're gonna do it, right, it might as well be right now, the most important stage of the qualifier.
Or maybe that was Quanti's game plan all along. Give Blaha and Mixin that false sense of security. Nah, I'm just messing. I think that ultimately, though, Quanti, Yapko, Blaha, and Mixin, both of those teams have really put in so much work and effort at studying that drop and just trying to plan how to actually engage their opposition. Veno Clix, team on the same fold here. Roxanne trying to do everything he can to try and escape, but Veno is just closing in. Veno's gonna find that first knock. Clix came through with the backup just in case, but at that point, probably not even necessary. And this is all now just Clix and Veno trying to really, you know, stake their mark on the sandy steps. Roxanne's duo likely still lurking around somewhere. Didn't actually catch wind of where Dax was at, or Clix had managed to eliminate him. So, had to hold that thought for them.
That's exactly how I felt. A team like Clix and Veno, who have this 60 points now, right? They're kind of in that safe zone. They can push pretty freely, just like that. Dive off the high ground. Why play passively? Fight back. And if they secure a couple elims, I mean, that's it. That's just icing on the cake here to really secure the bag. Bucky and Okus, like we talked about, have Groom Gates to themselves. They also have some competition in the vicinity right now. Those folks are trying to, I don't know, play with some of their loot. They're not trying to have it. They're willing to defend what's theirs here at the drop at the moment.
Wow.
Mixin going to old trusty West Side. Okay.
They reverted back. We saw them earlier on this weekend dropping at least once or twice here at the Sandy Strip, reclaiming Villa territory. Probably caught Dolzier and Natmos by complete surprise as well. But so far, without either side having gotten a knock or an elimination on the other, things are relatively even so far, and their biggest threat now could potentially be the third party, but Dolzier is trying to get active right now with his tac pistol and putting a good amount of pressure onto Blaha's shield. A good angle, gets the filleting, another massive tag into Blaha, and Blaha will be the first one to get eliminated. Dolzier and Natmos, part of the advantage of knowing this drop, definitely showcasing right now.
As much of a fan I am of Mixin and Blaha playing, so
dangerous,
crazy, like just, you know, having a strategy, having a backup route, in deliberately deciding to go here for game 1, there for game 2. I love it, but man, it isn't easy by any means. you're watching the results kind of speak for themselves right there. Landing at different drops game after game can be a double-edged sword for sure. Hades and not Braden, though, are contested here. Again, this is the second time now we're noticing teams kind of take a fight and then just decide, you know what, let's just get out of here. We don't exactly have to finish this battle because we only have 3 games. Why risk it all here? I'm going to put this out there on a limb, but Braids has no idea there's a team in here. And it's Stacks and Encrypted jumping down from the mechanical crane above or the light fixture there, and that's one way to start this fight off. And yeah, they do get the first elimination there, Taco.
Absolutely nasty work taking place. What I believe is Piney Pumps, but Staxaruni Encrypted, I wonder how long they were actually sat in that position.
The whole game.
And they may have been, because for Visuals and Braids, for neither of them to have spotted out Encrypted or Staxaruni initially setting up for that stealth play in the first place, then that was just some really good markers coming out from Stacks and Encrypted. And considering that they typically, like last match, we just saw them contesting Jack and Cease, but we've seen this tactic in the past. As if it's almost as if Noxy and Crisp, they're like, hey, we know that we're having to deal with some bloated surge damage threshold number, so why not inflate it ourselves?
Where's the player camera of Verse here? We need it.
That is dastardly work onto Verse, man. It almost feels like a Mercy elimination now at this point. But Noxy and Crisp are definitely, they've got some nice damage step padding going on after that one.
Hey, let's look at the bright side, you know? Plenty of time to get the reboot card, right? Because they were holding him alive still, so the timer doesn't start until he gets fully finished. Ooh, our first placed Game 1 winners. Chance and, or not Game 1 winners, but Chance and Chaos Gaming here. Broken apart a bit. Chaos is down, but 1 elimination here, so both sides got their fair share. And this is a whole fresh team here. Mordecai and Rigby jumping in right now.
They've got a pretty big advantage right now, too. 2 versus 1 situation. All Chance wanted was the leftover loot from Chaos Gaming, but might not even be able to escape with the reboot car. Mordecai, Rigby, they're just charging this side by side. They know exactly what kind of pressure they can lay down in this situation, and fortunately for Chance, it seems as though he's going to manage to escape for the time being, but no, it could just be Mordecai Rigby splitting temporarily, back to back yet again, and Chance just isn't going to be able to hold out much longer. Just way too much pressure when you're dealing with an entirely fresh duo, and even if it had gone in his favor, Zypha and Shore right behind him, and they might be able to do the same to Rigby and Mordecai now. They're just pouncing upon this third-party opportunity.
There's someone else still looking in. Sure, just keeping eyes on the case here, but no. Zypha doesn't get anything more than what they open with, and they go ahead and back off. Who's this duo to the south right now, though? Creeping up ever so slowly. Now we have Pink and Miro right here. Bucky taking in shots from the Grim Gates direction.
Miro and Pink right now, they've made quick work of trying to loot up around their initial drop over at Charon's Crossing, but Ares and Davries seems like they almost wanted the engagement, but they opted to fall back. Cease, though, no Jack in sight, and Owl and Haju are just gonna chase this one down. They don't even care how much time they have to expend. They want to make it quick, though, but Cease, he's doing everything in his power to try and delay this one, wants to make it look unappealing, and sure enough, Owl, Haju, actually opting to fall back for the time being. I mean, when you're this far north, though, MDF, you don't really want to waste too much time, because you know, with the zone pulling even further south, you're already going to be behind the curve as far as dealing with teams that are already situated in more ideal positioning, because the Slurp Cactuses are going to be a problem with those surge bases surrounding them. And not only that, but just making sure that you get above that damage threshold in the first place.
Yeah, we're seeing Cease's HP just fly up, so I already knew that he was already kind of recovering. I think it's a good call to back off there if you're the duo, but Paco, Vorteca, big fight happening right now. Not looking good here at the Red Line Rig. There's another team third partying from the outskirts, and then of course just a very intense battle head-to-head here, and it's not looking good for Paco right now as the pressure's coming in. This is DKV, one of those duos coming straight out of the lower brackets from yesterday, here to make a showing for themselves, and they're doing just that. They're at a whopping 72 points right now, so really putting up the performances here, showing folks what they have to bring to the competition here. Meanwhile, you have WTJ Sid on top. Sid trying to see what he can find.
Look at the split angle approach, though. Sid on one end, Nerface a completely separate. So they had the front and back covered. It all comes down to who's going to be able to get the opening shot. But Sid, recognizing the fact that DK has split just enough from Ian, this could be the prime opportunity that Sid's been crouching around waiting for. Thinks about it and finally opens up with the shot. Hunter's DMR going to connect for a big 62 here. Nerface still looking to apply even more pressure from that opposite end. They have the height advantage, but at the same time, DK, Ian, they've got enough shield resources to recuperate what was lost there for DK, but it seems as though Nerface and Sid, they're a little bit more intent on just trying to stake out whether or not is this the team that's controlling the Machinist Medallion currently, because that's the big reason why you'd want to be a Red Line Rig in the first place.
Dan Smart right now. And a full head-to-head date, again, jumping into the box of another player. We have just continued to see him be pretty aggressive. Last time it didn't work out too well in his favor as he was under the surge this go around. A lot earlier of a battle here in Zone 3. And this is a fight for the Cactus. Very, very interesting fight we see breaking out right there. But that is one way to isolate a team, right? If you know where the Cactus are, you see the base, it's very likely that there's a player or two inside of it. Curly and Raze are Game 1 winners. Actually, playing as a solo right now. WTJ Curly on the move here.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble in paradise. Reckless Railways maybe heating up faster than Curly and Raze had been anticipating, considering that they like to drop a little bit further north of Reckless, more towards the split between Cemetery and Forest Station. So the fact is, they've been completely halted. And Curly, keep in mind, so far this weekend in the upper bracket, 10 out of 11 games have been won by uncontested duos, Raze and Curly being one of them. And now, knowing that Curly is going to have to go on a recovery tour to bring Raze back into this match, the one safety net, or silver lining, I should say, that he's got going for him is the fact that they did win Game 1 MDF, so not exactly threatened as far as their position on that top 25 for the leaderboard, but still, it probably feels nice to garner that experience and really build confidence and momentum heading into next week for Grand Finals, because you have to remember that as far as Curly is concerned, his first ever FNCS Finals was last major, and they placed 35th, so he's really just, I think, looking for those metrics of improvement at this point.
Hey, well, look, we're here to witness the journey for Curly and the boys here. Back-to-back FNCS Finals is nothing to overlook. This is the start of something great, but a lot of action unfolding here. Vino and Clicks on the move here, deciding, hey, let's not go towards Miro in pink. That might be a little bit problematic later on. They go for more of a different direction there, and they land directly into another fight. So both sides are in what seems to be a bit of a standoff. On the other side of the wall here, Sonetto and DeQuented. Very familiar team here. Miro just sizing things up, trying to see if they're going to step to the wall. But of course, there's no reason for Sonetto to do it just yet. Instead, Pink and Miro want to push this fight here, going for the extra tags. Those whites right there is going to tell them everything they need to know, and the fact that they maintain control of the Cactus here. they'll likely be looking to full key this here shortly. They're checking their flank right now. Meanwhile, Vino and Clix in a very, very contentious battle, and Vino falls again. This time, way earlier than before, not successfully making it to the end game.
But Clix, he could come up massive here. Sigma is so incredibly low.
Wow.
But just as he takes the wall, unfortunately, the backup from Flow is too much of a problem. So Sigma, Flow, they hold strong. They've now got 2 eliminations and an ample amount of surge above that damage threshold, 951 to be exact. Almost makes you wonder how Clix and Veno even wind up in that sort of position in the first place. Definitely some early game woes likely taking place closer towards that Sandy Steps area. But we'll just have to see how they perform in game 3. Try and make up and recover from it. Keep in mind their game 1 was relatively solid, so I think that they should still be in a relatively strong spot for that top 25. But Yapko, Quanti, game 1, they made it count for making it off spawn early on. This time, we know they didn't have to deal with Blaha and Mixon at least, since they opted to drop on the opposite end of that southern side of the map. And now for Yapko to not have Quanti with them, it is going to put a lot more pressure on his shoulders as Reciprocal and G-Monster trying to deal with the likes of Bucky and Okus. And sure enough, they've got some additional helping hands off the rest of the lobby. Teams fighting inside of the storm just draws the attention for all the players already situated inside, and Ozone Lawrence as well. Looked as though Bucky and Okus just got sandwiched between 2 separate teams.
Yeah, Ozone and Lawrence looking pretty situated right now. I do like their odds, considering that they have the extra cola here for the storm. Yep, seems like G-Money, Reciprocal, not really liking their situation. They go for the first early disengage. Someone was obviously rewarded those elimination credits as well, so the information is in. Meanwhile, it's a little update here for Paper and Victor. I'm still upset we didn't get to see the reaction of Victor getting drop kicked by Vino when he crash matted across in game 1, but here we have it.
Like the attempt from Victor, but sometimes you've really got to make those shots count off the Huntress DMR, especially when it's coming or being shot at players in surge bases that didn't even really seem like they were aware of the fact that Victor and Paper are still bunkered up at the weapons bunker next to Mount Olympus. But depending on where this zone pulls, Victor and Paper, they could have a pretty big elevation advantage over the rest of the lobby here, MDF. So I'll have to check back in with them later, see just how far they end up moving from where they were last seen.
Japko's ready to key right now. He really has to. There wasn't any opportunities as far as those bases opening up for, you know, line of sights for him to find tags, and he's trying to see if he could bait someone out, but the team over there is not taking the opportunity here.
The problem is, I think he's
seen him on the cactus. Go ahead.
I think that he's trying to make it not seem obvious how desperate his situation actually is for Surge. And not only that, but he's about to use his last shield potion. The moment that these surge damage ticks crack his shields, I feel like Alex and Worthy are close enough to where Yapko is currently located that they might get that audio cue of his shields being broken. And if they hear that, that's going to be their cue to go. But instead, they want to fixate entirely on just rotating early enough that they don't get caught. Any backside congestion towards the zone, even going to catch the Flaming Boost Tube with a little bit of Flowberry Fizz. Yapko right behind him, though, hot on their heels. Seems as though maybe he wagers, I might have a chance here to pick off somebody, anybody, but instead finds himself a victim. One more tick is all it's going to take, and sure enough, Yapko, Quanti, their run ends now in game 2.
Definitely a good try, but in the end, they didn't really earn anything that game. They weren't contested. They didn't quite make the placements that they were looking for. So dudding out like that when you're not quite in that 60, 70 plus point threshold means that you're not safe by any means, not just yet at least. Not where you can kind of comfortably kick your feet up and relax into the next weekend for grand finals. So a lot of teams still have a lot of work to do here, like Diminished and Cam right now, who are not only below the surge, but desperately hurt for meds there. Olaf and crew trying to take advantage of what they just saw unfold was a team just land right in front of them, and they finish that duo off really quickly. They're Dynamic and Evol looking pretty solid as well, as they've gotten themselves into this zone pretty early here.
It's crazy that Cam and Diminished are the ones that get punished the most there, when Olaf lurking nearby. He's the solo in this circumstance, and yet nobody seems to spot him out. Dynamic and Evil could be in some trouble though, but checking in with what's taking place here, Mongrel, he's been making big things happen all weekend, and another nice knock just to solidify even more surge damage in their favor. Max mats though, this is a great spot to be in for Mongrel and Savage.
And do keep in mind, there's only 3 games here in the upper bracket. We'll be covering lower bracket later. So here and now, consistency is very, very important, and we cannot emphasize that enough. It is about how many points you can earn in just these 3 games. One game can basically push you through, but it has to be one massive game. Otherwise, bad performances, now's not the time for it.
Well, like Mongrel and Savage were taking note of the team up on height. Seemed like it might have been Vert and Kylie who were in a side mountain base there, but Cooper, Kanata, they've got a slightly isolated position, just kind of keeping tabs on everyone surrounding them. You can see Paper and Victor off in the distance as well. Oceana directly in front of where Cooper and Kanata are at. They've spotted that brick box, but whether or not they actually want to push it. And Victor and Paper, we saw they had such good positioning early on. They've got 2 eliminations still for Victor, and only 144 above, despite some of the successful moments that we have witnessed from this duo in this secondary match. Day 3 upper bracket MDF, but enough crash pads to definitely get themselves to the front side of this next zone if they so choose.
Yeah, definitely. They're looking to set it up right now. This is why they've kind of cleared the space, removed the floorboards there, and have given them all the room in the world here to make a rotate here coming up shortly. But still a concerning position to be in. Just a little bit above this kind of safety right now. There goes the edit. There goes the rotate. They go with everyone else. They get the most distance. Real value crash pad right there.
Team Mordecai and Rigby. Just kind of skirting around. A little bit of a dead side zone rotate there. But yeah, Vert and Kylie on the high ground, back to low. But again, the crash pad making it a little bit easier for these teams in terms of their mobility options. Pump, though, as a solo, no M-Pen, and incredibly low as far as that surge damage is concerned. Only 5 above. He's got to find a big shot. He needs a refresh in general for being realistic here, MDF, but finding that as a solo is so incredibly difficult. Maybe if he hangs more towards the backside of his zone, he might be able to catch someone who's trailing a little bit behind, but at the same time, he's got to act fast, because now he's just fluctuating between being over and under that surge damage threshold, and there are a lot of teams surrounding him.
Yeah, we're talking about in a meta where everyone's so used to having at least Flowberry Fizz to work with, so he's just going to have a straight vanilla rotate there to come. Meanwhile, Pump's being targeted by the Storm Surge right now. He's going to go for the med kit in hopes to secure some placement points here, but I don't know how far that's going to take him. I'll be honest here. There's a player right there. This might be his best bet. 2 tags is really all you need with that DMR to stay in the game. And that might have been his main chance there.
He's just drifting further and further away from where he needs to be. Mid-ground has caught wind of where he's located, forced him to drop to ultimate low. Kind of just lurking, hoping anybody gives him a freebie, but even if he finds it, MDF, at this point, I don't even think he'll have a real opportunity to heal, and that's only if there even is any worthwhile loot from whoever he manages to drop. Jumps immediately into the next player's box he can find, but before he gets an opportunity to get a shot off, it is wraps for his run here in lobby number 2. Kingling and Silic, though, they've got Cooper off guard. Those crowds earlier on this weekend, Acorn and Cold, keep in mind, they were the ones
Voice mod gives you over 150 lag-free real-time voice changers and unlimited soundboards.
This is 1 hour of the craziest Fortnite clips. I put together the best of the best clips that you guys have ever sent in. Let's get to it. All right. All right. Floor is lava. Wait, he didn't think he was gonna hit that, bro. That's crazy. I gotta see that again. He just did casual 360 no scope. Bro, his reaction is so good. He's not even trying to get the thirst, man. AFK Jelly starting with a quick scope on this guy. Get the finish.
Bro, I'm like so lost.
Your teammates lost. That's okay. No, we needed to hear the rest of your reaction. That was crazy. We needed to hear the rest. All right, Jay. Ooh. Oh, that's sick. You would have fell to your death 100%, bro. Oh my God. All right, Rickster. Oh, wait. 4 people are pulling up on Rickster. Rickster's not even building. He's playing 0 build in build mode. Oh my God, Rickster. Oh my God. Oh my God. The squad wipe of the century. What was that? Vortex. Oh, the sky base. I like it. Yep. Bro's shooting warning shots with that SMG. No way. Is he going to jump and try to do like a... Oh yeah, I like this. I respect the play. I respect it. Oh my God. That's sick. From the sky base. All right. Tag Tuna linked me a YouTube clip of his. Never mind. Bro, your friend is fighting 1v4 against the Avengers. What is this? They're all looking at him, bro. This dude had nothing to defend himself with. That's not fair. And they're all like eagerly thirsting him. Oh my God. That was a murder. Wait, you're gonna catch him with the katana? That was sick. No! Bro! Bro thinks he's an actual ninja. What the hell? I don't think I've ever seen someone die like that. All right, Rami. He threw down a pizza. The pizza's sliding, bro. Where's the pizza going? Have a beautiful time. No way, he just did a little hop. Oh my God, bro. You had one too many slices. All right, Jimer.
This is wide.
All right, it's a 1v1.
I'm stressing.
This is the moments that we live for. We missed the snipe. It's okay. Hit him.
You might actually. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Wait.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
This is a tournament, but why is he freaking out?
Win effect.
Oh my God. What's up, Damon? We got the boogie bomb out. Sweat is looking for you. He's on the prowl. He's on controller. By the way, you can tell by the way he's swapping weapons. We're gonna... I would just back out, man. Honestly, I would just back out. Yo! Yo! That guy sucks! All right, dot.
Come on, give me a little head. Just a little bit. Huh?
Bro, you're quoting me?
Yeah.
What? Okay, you're hacking. You're hacking.
No.
You're hacking. What was that? Bro didn't want to kill him the normal way. Bruh. I don't think he intentionally shot the car till it exploded. I think he just missed every single bullet until that happened. I'm going to be honest. Bro's making excuses. He was missing. We're playing ranked with our friend. Uh-oh, lightning bolts coming out from the sky.
Oh
Jeez.
God, he got me to one shot, bro.
Jeez.
I'm dead.
No. Wait, what is your teammate doing?
Dude.
I feel bad for them, bro. That was bad. That was a bad series of events.
Oh, just come out.
Wait, keep Steven. What are you aiming at, bro?
Uh-oh.
Steve, what are you actually doing, bro? Why are you here? Why? Why are you here, bro?
Bro, why is he being mean to his boy? He's about to show you why he's here.
And Eric's chasing you.
Yeah. Hit him for 80. Or 60, whatever. I hit him twice with my AR.
Here we go. Little kick.
Why are you salty at the sniper, Steve?
Wow, what a snipe, bro. What a snipe. Extract J. Oh, Fortnite Lego clip. This is the first Fortnite Lego clip we've been submitted.
Oh, it's breaking!
Alright, I'm coming.
Bro got so excited that it's working.
Oh, this is going fast. Oh my God, I'm doing wheelies.
What the?
Wait, why'd your voice get like that, bro? Are you okay? Bro!
What is happening? Help me! Oh my God, help
Bro, he's
me.
so dead.
What just happened?
What was that noise that he made, bro? That was crazy. KJ. Cora. We got the water bending ability. Water bend them. No. What is this? You're getting sniped by the NPC. Water bend them. Out of the sky. Cora, are you serious? Cora. You are so lucky. Your NPC finished the job for you. You were going to fall to your death and get second place. Your NPC just finished the job for you. That's crazy. Greatest clip of all time. Let's see it. I just want to say this clip looks smooth. Little headshot snipe.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making the app is the idea, then why not build an app that gives me endless app ideas? So let's make it. Pro tip, I draft the full app spec in ChatGPT, and then I drop the prompt directly into Base 44. It gives me super detailed structure. And here it is. Everything I laid out in detail as it goes. This is pretty awesome, but I want to make it playful. So I'm going to add a swipe left and swipe right interface. The same usability we all know. Now I'm going to add one more feature. So every idea that I favorite will turn into a kickoff prompt to start building the app itself. And that's it. Just come up with your idea, any idea, and Base 44 will do the rest. So go to Base 44 and create apps with your name on it.
Let's try to guess how much these e-com websites built with Wix make. Pokeen.com. Okay, so Pokemon card shops. I know they do super well, especially have like all versions of the cards, like it looks like they do. Maybe like 2 million? 4.3 million. Wow. Okay, that's impressive. All right, kidsandcoffee.love. Oh, it's a cool idea. It's like an indoor playground and cafe for kids and parents. I mean, I don't know, 500K? 1.5 million. Wow, all right. Modernbreadandbagel.com. So a gluten-free bakery and restaurant. I don't know. I mean, the website looks great, but it can't be more than like 1 million, right? 3.9 million. Lovehershop.com. So we have women's athleisure. Looks like some high-performance leggings and like activewear. I'll go 1.5 million. 1.7 million, okay. Plannerkate.com. Okay, so planner stickers to help organization. That's a cool concept. Let's go like 1.6 here. 1.8 million, of course. And all these websites were created on Wix.com. Now they have a new website creation platform, Wix Harmony, where you can generate a full website from a prompt and still have complete control to customize and make it 100% yours. So what's your $1 million business?
Your entire team is knocked. Double headshot to clutch the game. Wait. We might be onto something.
Yeah, Wilson's kind.
We might be onto something right here. The victory royale. The whole squad was watching. I wish they had a better reaction. That was clutch. You had no health. You were running low on everything. Back-to-back headshots. Smooth flip. Oh, the little quick scope. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a great start. All right, Phoenix on Rocket Wars. Intense situation. Oh! Oh, that was crazy. Is he gonna do it again? No, the pre-fire. That's crazy, bro. And he got 5,289 XP for that headshot. Guys, Rocket Wars is a great place for XP. Go play Rocket Wars today. Flavor plays. Jumping off with the wings. Don't swap till you land. Perfect. You shouldn't have died. I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't have died. Like, you did it properly. He didn't swap till he landed. Did your teammates just fall to their death? I know damn well that they... How high did he just got knocked too, bro. All right, Primal running through Grand Glacier. We got full shields. Enemy player. What are you doing? What are you doing? We gotta call it. We gotta call after that. Like, there's just no way. How's he taking damage? Bro just started taking damage in full box. Why is he taking damage? Did he get sniped? What is... Hey, bro, your internet is chocked. Bro's playing on McDonald's Wi-Fi. What was that? Me after that. Oh man. All right, bro's rocking the Cypher skin. All right, 2 Cypher skins. I like it. You guys are sharing your last 2 brain cells to make this play, bro. Sir Drift PK running in using the purple Poseidon. Bro has his graphics set to max. Bro's on the max graphics, bro. Flies up into the air. 8 HP.
He's cracked. He's cracked. He's cracked.
He's abandoning his team
There's some kids near here.
to pull off the masterful play. What a performance, man. All right.
Watch this.
Watch this, he said. You gotta watch it. We gotta watch back.
Watch this.
Nah, bro. And your teammate instantly started laughing at you. That sucks. L. Damien.
Landing on us. Out the air.
Out the air.
My days.
Oh my days, indeed. Gaming Warrior 196. Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Headshot snipe out of the sky. Now we're talking. M's. Oh, are we gonna slide kick? Little slide kick off the mountain. Oh, we're gonna land and hit a couple good shots. That's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, that's a nice launch pad. I like this. I like where this is going. Don't land up there. What are you doing? You can just chop it out. You're crazy. You deserve that. That is pure greed. Just land at the bottom and chop it out, bro. I heard that frustration. Bro smacked something. All right, C. They pissed off the NPC. What did you made? Was he shooting a pump shotgun that fast, or was that? Why did he just? He just executed your entire squad in a second. Bro, he's using a pump. Why is he shooting that fast with the pump? Bro's got the fast shot with the pump. Oh, what the hell was that? I wish my pump worked like that. TSM Venus. All right, bro. Show me why you're in TSM. Bro, just... Bro didn't even see the guy. He saw the chicken and started shooting. He started shooting when he saw the chicken, bro. Look. He's aiming right at the chicken and shooting. Oh, man. What is this, bro? Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't reload the auto shotgun in front of your opponent, bro. That auto shotgun takes like 5 seconds to reload. Just swap to your gold assault rifle. Bro, grittying. That's a valid move. He's letting you get away. Is this how bots communicate? Oh, he's shooting you, bro. Brother, please fight back. Don't reload the shotgun. Hey, go for a no-scope. No comment. All right. Driving into lavish lair. Do a flip. I have a bad feeling about this. This dude does not know how to drive the bike.
Papa's hungry! Unlimited AI gens on the ultimate plan! More stock assets than you got pants! All-in-one subscription! Papa Light!
Activate your creative flow with Envato, your all-in-one creative asset toolkit.
I love how his teammate, guys, look, his teammate is just full sprint running for the loot. This guy just no scope headshot that guy, and his teammate is just like the flash towards the loot. He's about to vacuum that loot up. Oh my God, relax, bro. Homie still has a gray shotgun in an open slot. Let him pick something up. Let's see it. Very clean clip. Bro's chasing him down. Ooh, nice little quick scope. I like that. A little bit of fall damage too. Oh, You're 1 HP. You're 1 HP. What's the reaction here? What's the plan? You're getting pushed. Oh my God. You said get out of here. Get out of here. Don't push me. Oh, wow. Wow. That was good.
I don't.
I missed the Spider-Man mythic. Oh my God. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. What were those guys doing down there? Oh, man. Oh, dude, his teammate does not look like he's about to clutch. 0 mats, zero everything. No, that can't be his loadout.
Nah. I'm going with my shield breakers.
This dude is reviving
Die.
on the reboot van. Trying to stop him. 0 ping's not working. Can't take the wall.
My shield breakers.
Shockwaves.
Where's shockwave?
Bro really wants to stop him from. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Yo, lock it in. You got the mythic shotgun. You could have thrown these on top of his builds or something. Like, why were you so desperate to stop the reboot? Midnight. Chapter. I better see something really good with the rest of your clip. Because whatever we just watched right there, that first 3 seconds, you should have cut that part out. You should have never included that in the clip. You have a chance to redeem yourself. Are you lost right now? You have found yourself in the wrong video, man. I asked you to send me the best clip of all time. I don't know what I'm watching here. So 1v2, you have 19 kills. I know 18 of those kills were AI. Mods ban this guy permanently. I don't want to see him ever again.
But chat, watch this crazy. Chat, watch this, chat.
Watch it, chat.
Oh, it actually freaking nuts. Oh my God.
Bro, he called it. He told chat to watch it, and he delivered. All right, Dante. Yeah, baby, he's 60 white. Get him. Huh? What did he attach to? What did he attach to, bro? Someone cut the rope with some scissors. Damn, that's unfortunate. All right, Spooky. They have 1 kill in the final circle. Jeez, you guys are playing kind of safe, huh? Oh, wait, don't just jump behind her. Go get your teammate. What are you doing? You are so lucky. You are so unbelievably lucky. That fall should have killed you. The only reason you didn't die is because you awkwardly landed like on a little corner of this rock. You are so lucky. You are not lucky. You are not lucky. Oh my God. I jinxed him. All right, Poseidon going in, chopping the house. Easy loot. Someone in the vault. Let's find out. Bro just walks straight up to the wall and starts pickaxing. Like, doesn't even look up to see if there's anyone in there. Whoa. Brother, please be careful. Wait, where was that guy? Where was she, bro? The shadows are so crazy. Where is she? Hold up. Huh? What is she doing down there? What is she doing? How is she down there? All right, we're hiding in this vegetation right now with Sparky. He's got a pistol. Oh my God, Sparky. Stand still, Sparky. Stop moving, man. They don't see you. They don't see you, my boy. All right, now you can shoot. I think now's a good time to shoot, man. They're jumping on your head. You could have shot earlier. Sparky, what better chance will you have gotten?
Awkward lobby silence? Break the ice with voice mod. Or maybe you want to open a shop as a Minecraft villager.
I don't speak fluent Minecraft.
All this with voice mod. where you get 200+ voices and soundboards to mess with other raiders. Download VoiceMod free and make every raid unforgettable.
The fuck is that?
That was your opportunity. All right, Velvet popping some shields, walking into a vault. Is there anyone hiding in here? Nope. But we have some clusters. Don't do it, please. Oh, God. Oh, God. Don't do it. Stop. Don't. Oh, God. Why will you not learn that your actions have consequences? Jeez. Guys, put the clusters down. God damn. Oh, she's going to cluster them back to the lobby. She's got a cluster in her hand. She's gonna try to fill the car up. Girl, move the car a little. Wait, she's gonna move the car straight into the gas station, isn't she?
Yes, I got 2 fuel.
Oh, that's so perfect. It just cuts. A nuclear explosion. Rolling up on the AI. Don't do this to the AI, brother. Don't do this to them. They're about to put you down. They're about to put you down. These guys don't play, bro. These guys don't play. Watch this. Zap him. Yup. We don't mess with Minion. Minion is World Cup champion. Wait, bro went to report them. Who are you reporting, bro? Bro was so bamboozled. He's like, I definitely got aimbotted. I gotta report somebody, bro. That's an AI. That's a bot. The real guff. Is the aim supposed to be wild? What are we looking for here? Oh, wait, bro is knocked and flying. Fly back to your teammate. No way, bro. It's just knocked and flying around. Oh my God. Wait. He's gonna hire this guy and get him to res him? That's brilliant. This guy's so smart. All right. Michelangelo at Lavish Lair. He's got the mythic shotgun. He's going towards the vault. Is someone camping the vault? Someone might be camping the vault. You gotta be careful here. Sniper! Dude! You could... First of all, you don't gotta stand still for this door to open, man. Dude, come on. All right. Ooh, nice little piece control right here. Got the cone. Uh-oh. He just jumped in with the freaking riot shield. Oh, no. That's so frustrating, bro. How did he even get through the wall? Like, what? Bro's jumping through the wall. What? He just mantled in. Oh my God. All right, proxy. Floor's lava. We're grappling up to the very top. Oh, there's someone up here. Slide kick him.
Careful, bro.
Oh, I'm so good. I kicked him down.
No way.
Goodbye.
And he's dead. Oh my God. That was clean. All right, Geo. Ooh, nice. So you can make a door to open it up. That's a good way to use that. Okay. I mean, my client was clearly behind the door. First of all, I don't know who you're aiming at. Goodness gracious. But you're behind cover, man. How did that guy shoot you? Oh, is that a player? You about to run him over? Watch out! The NPC just quick scoped him as you bumped him up into the air, bro. My NPCs don't do that. My NPCs eat glue, break my builds, give away my position, and jump to their death. That's all they do. TNCB. We driving in the car, taking some shots. Oh, we're getting whipped. Oh, uh-oh. Brother, you can build. Brother, please build. Build! Lock it in. All right, popping the big. I like that. This guy's letting you pop the big. I feel like we might fall to our deaths here. Oh my God! That is the biggest accidental finisher ever. He did not mean to do that, but he just cracked him in the back. The slow-mo. Oh, that's so cool, dude. That's so cool. He's running defensing fields. Shockwave. Teammate goes down. He's gonna clutch. Yeah, baby. What am I watching? What? Bro, you did not just start thirsting his teammate. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. Nah. Nah, bro. Win. Quinn is frying. He's got to be using the build I put. Oh no, it's the mythic. Oh yeah, the snipes are so good, bro. The snipes are so good, especially with this attachment.
I knocked one. Oh, they're directly below us.
Headshot.
Oh, I knocked one.
On the train. Ooh!
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
The way you see an idea in your mind. The way you describe it to a friend. This is how website creation should be. Expression as natural as thinking. A perfect balance where you and AI build your unique brand together. Let it out. Shape it into something that can only come from you. Fulfill any goal just by saying it. Make it unfold just as you imagined. And bring your business to the world. This is the new way to create. Wix Harmony.
Bro's loving the snipes. He's loving it.
116. Oh my God.
From afar.
Nice, nice.
116.
Dude, this makes me want to hop on and play. I've barely played Battle Royale because I've been playing so much Lego.
Dead.
You hit the oh, people here.
Where?
Right here.
Dead.
Oof.
Oh, on you.
Oof.
Knocked one.
Bro's kind of nasty with it. I'm not gonna lie.
Killed both.
Bro was kind of nasty with it. Finally, a good clip for chapter 5. All right. Bro standing still, pretending to be a prop. His teammates 1,100 ping. Brother, at that point, just go outside, touch some grass, play some sports. There's no reason to be playing Fortnite at 1,100 ping. I'm sorry, man. You are fighting in the past. By the time this player's up the stairs, he already has a victory royale. You're still wondering what you're doing here. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Hey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here, man. Bro, he backed out so quick. Yo, take that FNCS tag out of your name, bro. Take it out. Kuma, let's see it. Oh, we boosting. We boosted. Oh, the quick turn. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was nasty. That was nasty. I like that. Got a sniper in hand in the bush.
What the hell is this guy doing? He's playing the freaking drums!
Bro, he's playing...
What are you doing?
Wait, he got you? He got you like that? What are you doing? How is he doing that? Oh my god, bro. They gotta vault the freaking festival emotes, bro. This guy was startled, bro. He was flustered. All right, let's see it. Another train clip right here. Dropping down. Oh, the one pump. Oh, that was actually nasty. And when the fact that their loot like flies across the train like that is so cool. That is so satisfying. Smoky alt. They weren't lying when they said courage demolishes food.
Times one. Headshot times two.
Bro did not put food on the headshots right here.
Oh my god!
Bro had an entire full course meal right there on this clip. What is this, bro? Why are you guys submitting this? Kirkus!
We're going out of zone.
This is the highest quality clip we've seen. What the hell is this? I feel like I'm watching a movie. Look at this.
Oh,
300 FPS. 1080p. Damn, bro's hitting some snipes. Last player. Trifecta. Oh my god.
Kirkus sniped on 3.
Sheesh. Sniping's so fun. Bro's hitting us with the new crouch walk in chapter 5. The new crouch walk. He knows someone's in there probably messing with their oh my god, it's superhero skins. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're not gonna miss our first 12 bullets on a superhero skin, right? No. No, what the hell? What? What the hell? What the hell was that aim, bro? Please. Toasted. All right. Risky Reels, one of my favorite OG spots in the game. We're playing Ring Around the Rosie with the bots. This is crazy. Dude, still got a shot on you. Double. Oh my god. What is happening here? Can you guys please stop mantling? Goodness gracious, bro. Oh my god. 1 HP. If he grenade launched himself at the end, that would have been priceless. Bibab. Ooh. Oh, Rocket Wars? Oh no. Oh no, I can see it. He just got a body shot on him. Shockwave up. Don't trick shot him, bro. No! No! Not like this. Honey bun. Running up. Rolling up on the ops. Op teleport. Shadow steps next to him and he's gonna take him out. Bro is playing on Madagascar Wi-Fi. What is this? 213 ping, insane packet loss. I'm sorry, man, but how do you even enjoy the game like that? Okay, Carl. We're starting with him immediately knocked. Wait. Was he just got knocked from the boss, from Nisha. Wait, is your teammate also... You guys are getting killed by the NPCs? Oh no, did I hear just a desk smash right there? Hold up. 2 desk smashes? No.
From fishing trips and family traditions to late nights around the campfire, every great adventure began with Dad. This Father's Day, celebrate the dads who taught us to love the outdoors with Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Right now, save 10% on special Father's Day gift cards. The perfect gift for your next adventure together.
It's awesome.
We've had a greatest day, honey. All right, we're going to release this old bass.
No!
Oh, there he goes.
Bye, fishy!
All right, capture. Uh-oh. 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 Hop out the car, bro.
Oh, where'd I go?
This voice cracking in the. Oh my god. Aru. Bro sent the car. Found Midas. Bro, you might shoot me. How bad your aim is, I'm putting my hands up, bro. Holy crap. Holy crap, that was bad. The scream. He's just flying, bro. He's gone. Dash. All right, the storm is moving at Mach speed, right? Your teammate is not. You're gonna go help. You're running in. The crowd spam, I like it. Trying to clutch up for the squad. Last player on the team. 1v3 situation. Don't choke. Oh my god. Hit it. Let's go, dude. You had me a little bit nervous, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't have full faith at all up until that person went down. I still don't have faith you guys made it out of the storm alive, to be honest with you. I got to see video proof. Dino Gamer.
I almost hit him.
Let's see it, Dino.
We pop with a sniper. Let me try killing someone.
He's asking for the sniper, bro. He's...
First time
Bro, Hamza, it does 106 damage in the...
I see him.
In the...
Damn, bro's kind of valid with the sniper.
Hamza, there's a guy.
Oh my god. Oh my god, give this man a sniper every time. Give this man a sniper every time, bro. Every time, let him have the sniper. Bro picked it up in his first 3 shots. His first 3 shots with the sniper in chapter 5. Headshot, 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 bro.
What is this? There's a frog here. A blue frog.
A blue frog? Wait, bro found a blue frog. That's crazy. Get out of the water.
What? That's a mushroom.
We're on the train. We're standing completely still. So no one can know we're there. We're completely still. We're going to mark our location. Where are we going to go? Someone just rifted. Let me casually sight them at the sky because I'm just that chill. I'm not even going to move. I'm just going to look. Boom. Headshot. Snipe. No reaction whatsoever. I do this on a daily basis. It's easy for me. Let me check the map again. Let me see where my location is going to be at. Bro, this guy's not even moving, man. This guy's not even... He's just going for the loot. Like, what just happened? You just hit a crazy sign. One of the best signs I've seen this season. You're just standing there. Jimmy, in the air, flying. He's gliding down.
Why? Because I just got a headshot sniped.
Wait, your teammate left the duo because he got headshot sniped, and now you have to clutch on your own?
One. I literally misclicked. I headshot on the other! Holy shit! No, you're lying. I'm being dead! No, I can't find out. Oh my god!
Bro, why'd your teammate leave? He rage quit and you put on a performance of a lifetime. You have to have stayed in this game and clutched it. Mixu. All right, we're riding the bike. Oh, we got sniped. We got to hop out and builds. Perfect, perfect. Great builds, great builds. Nah. Hop in a med kit. Best clip of season 2. What do you got? 52? We dropping? We going up? We going up? We mantling? Taking the wall. Easy peasy. Little edit. Window shot. Bang. Hold up. Catch yourself. Oh, oh, oh. Wait. I thought he was going to catch himself on the builds. He jumped back in the car. That is the best clip of the season. I've never seen that. Lower volume if you're using headphones. Lower volume? I'm going to keep this max volume. Let's see it. Keeping this max volume. Bro thought he was Booga for a second. Oh, his gameplay looks smooth. Nice little RPG. Wait. And you die with the grappler? Cypher is my Pookie? No, I'm not. Why'd you put that in there? Fighting pig doing a 360. Oh, you messed up, buddy. He killed him with the bike. Perfectly cut. Perfectly cut. All right, Steph. All right. Calling out for the launch pad. Nice. Let's not miss the launch pad, Steph. Steph, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to pause the video right there. You didn't die because I paused. I saved you. No, we got to see your fate. I don't know what she's saying. I think she said she got sniped. That's a universal language right there. Brenton!
Okay, this is a good spot.
Going for the trick shot. Oh, I like it. Ooh. Oh! What kind of goofy ass laugh was that? All right, show. What you got, man? Rocking the new tiger skin. We're going to swing. Land in the tree. Slide. There's a guy on your left. A little bit of a slow reaction. It's okay. We're going to whip him a couple times. Pull out 6 different guns. Pull out that. Pull out that again. Let's go. Gonna reload. Jump in the air. Take some side shots. Wow. What a performance, man. Wow, bro. Like...
Picked a great main, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
VoiceMod gives you over 150 lag-free, real-time voice changers and unlimited soundboards. Whether you want to speak with a realistic
Battlefield radio voice
or clear up your comms with the voice enhancer, our app works with any gamer app that supports voice chat.
Sound off with a voice that matches your main.
Or assemble and deploy your best audio memes with the perfect timing. Bruh. Add VoiceMod to your loadout today.
Bomby. Up, 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 and away. Up, 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 and away. That guy's... You really had us fooled there, didn't you? I thought you were surely about to hit that. I thought he had it. God damn. All right, Vexo. Vexo's in the basement of Snooty Steps. He's 2 HP. His teammate's knocked. Bro's freaking out. Oh my god, that guy didn't shoot.
Yes. You're so bad. 2 HP.
Bro's voice is cracking left and right, but I don't blame him.
You're so bad.
You're so bad.
Bush just smashed the hell out of his PC.
You're so bad.
Oh man. 64 HP, top 2 situation. OG Fortnite getting shot at. 0 build. Send him flying into storm with 1 grenade launcher. It's over. Imagine he gets sniped. Bro, don't stand still. Don't stand still. Shoot him back. Finish him. Bro, if that guy had a sniper, he could have sniped you while you were emoting and it would have been so embarrassing. Congrats on the win, though. The Real Grew on Rocket Wars. Shout out to Rocket Wars. You guys should go play in Fortnite Creative. Map code's on screen. What's he going to do, though? Is he going to shockwave and then snipe somebody mid-air? Oh, yeah, he is. Oh, a headshot. And then he's going to slide in. And then he's going to... Forget the last 2 seconds. He no-scoped that guy headshot mid-air. Whatever happened afterwards isn't that important. It's not that important.
Yeah, bro.
All right, we're back on Rocket Wars. T. Jumping down. Sprays the roof of this guy. They shockwave out. Hitting some good shots with the burst. Bang! Oh, come on. That looked like it should have hit. Where's about a 1v2 these fools? No way. Shockwaves up. That was a good snipe, bro. That was a great snipe. Shout out to the homies playing Rocket Wars. That was a great snipe. All right, last season, we got Grapple Blade in action. Clusters coming out. Missing a couple point blank shotgun shots. Bro just knocked his own teammate somehow by shooting him in the back. And you hear those nades, right? Do you hear them? Because I hear them in my headset. In my Alienware headset, I hear nades. Maybe in your headset, you don't hear them. But there's... Goodness gracious, man. All the medallions too. All 5 medallions, bro.
Oh, no.
Okay, a little body shot while on the drift board. Let's see if you can follow it up right now. Goes up in the air. 360. Oh, another body shot. Oh, a headshot. No way. This guy's lethal. Schoolboy running.
Don't look at my
5
health.
HP.
My health is perfectly.
Wait, bro. We need to talk about your inventory. Why do you have 5 Zeus mythics? You're a menace.
Holy sh!
You're a menace. No.
I killed him. I killed him. I killed him. Oh.
He got knocked at the end. 5 HP. He got knocked. No way. Come on. All right, let's see it. Bro, your whole like FPS just like I've never seen someone's monitor actually shake from the FPS drop. That's crazy. I am the one diddy back at it again. OG Fortnite. He's gonna show us a crazy clip. Quad crasher. These things used to be great. They're not as great anymore. Why did that guy go so far? What? He just sent him back to chapter 4. No. Bro was so shocked he stopped moving. Ooh, we got a red eye.
Right near me.
Whiffle.
Sure.
I need to leave the game immediately.
I need to leave the game immediately, he said. Yo, those guys too, low key. You're not the only one, man. Oh my God, that was bad.
Running an online brand? Yeah, it's a lot. Getting your domain on Wix Domains? Easy. Type it. Find it. Own it. Whatever you're creating, there's a domain for that. Put your name on it. Go to Wix Domains.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
Nina can't code.
Interesting. Can it generate reports?
It can now.
Nice.
So you're saying we can all build apps now?
Yeah.
I'm on lunch. I gotta make a call.
I'll be in my
office. Just built an inventory tracker. Protein calculator. Book sharing app.
A workflow manager that
Tracks who still owes for the group lunch.
Trash duty schedule. Since no one seems to care.
Just built